What is up, guys? It's your boy Stormer YT here, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about what it was like for me to work in different areas of the workforce, whether it's customer service, the airline industry, or the fast food industry, etc., and things like that, right? So here I've compiled the list and I've written down some notes of the things that I want to be talking about. So to start it off, I want to talk about Hollister. I'm going to mention some pros and some cons. So when I was a stock associate, where basically we were in charge of censoring the clothes, processing the shipment. When the shipment would come, we'll take it out, scan it in. We're also in charge of, let's say, taking out jeans. If a brand lead, let's say for example, brand leads are the people that are on the sales floor. If they need a pair of jeans, they'll say, hey, listen, do you have this jean? We'll go ahead, we'll check the bays, make sure that we have that jean, and then we'll give it to them, right? That was pretty much our job. So when it comes to pros, it was a very fun environment. I made a lot of friends, and I did find the fling. So that's definitely one of the pros. There's constant beautiful women at all times. They're constantly hiring new people. And basically it's all just full of young people. You're gonna see a lot of 16, 17, 18-year-olds, right? Just really, really young people working at a young age. It's a pretty fun job if it's your first job. So when it comes to cons, is that Black Friday is absolute hell. I worked at a mall, and at the mall the Black Friday was absolutely garbage. Like, everybody disregarded any personal space. All morals were thrown out the window. Like, it's completely insanity. Another thing, it's an awful place for, like, to close the store. You're always going to be leaving really, really late. Sometimes I'll leave around 11, 11:30, 12, depending on how messy the store is and depending on how productive my coworkers are. Because keep in mind, you are working with other young individuals who also share the same amount of laziness that you do and lack that self-drive to be better, right? Because you're still a kid. You don't care about becoming better. You care about enjoying the moment, getting your little money, going out, having fun at the restaurants, having fun in Orlando, right? Because that was basically my life. And it was fun. I don't regret anything that I did. I just wish that I would have matured a little bit more and gotten out of that workforce just a little bit quicker, right? The discount is 30% and the pay was minimum wage, right? So minimum wage was around $8.36, I believe. I do believe it used to be less, but it's at $8.36. I'm not sure how much it is now. I think they raised it. So the second job I'm going to be talking about is Burger King. Now, Burger King was my second job right after Hollister. I made pretty much the same amount. The only difference between working at Burger King and working at Hollister was that working at Burger King, I got more hours, which resulted in a bigger pay. And a pro of working at Burger King is you get paid weekly, right? So you'll constantly have money circulating every week. So what I will say is that it's a very fast-paced environment. Unfortunately, I worked at a Burger King that only had one window instead of two, right? Because sometimes for some fast food restaurants, you have the first window where you'll give them the money, you'll get your receipt, and then in the second window, you'll get your order, right? Unfortunately for me, I had to pay, I had to receive the money and give them the order in the first window. So it creates more pressure because it's more work being done on me, right? Rather than just one single person worrying about handling the money and that's it. Now I have to do both jobs, right? So that's one thing that sucked. If you are going to work out a fast food industry, try to look for one that has two windows so that there's less pressure on you. Because keep in mind, you are getting paid the same amount as somebody who's doing less work. So, work smarter, not harder. Another thing, you need to know how to multitask. And my advice, if you ever work at a fast food industry, is to learn the menu. First of all, learn the menu as fast as you can and learn the system as fast as you can, right? Because the faster you learn it, the easier the job will become. It's going to become more stressful when you don't know how things work. You constantly have to be asking questions. When somebody tells you, hey, can I have this? And you look back and you're like, wait, what is that? I don't even know what that is on the menu. Learn it as fast as you can. If hopefully, like, the restaurant that you're working at, the fast food restaurant, is not super busy, then I would say don't be lazy, take some time, learn the menu, because that's what I did, right? Whenever there wasn't any work to do, I look at the menu and I'll try to learn, okay, this goes with this, let me check the taxes, how much the taxes are, and you memorize like little things. Remember, the faster that you learn it, the easier the job will become, right? So after Burger King, I work at a job called Oakley, right? Oakley is a very prestigious sunglass store. I'm pretty sure most of you are aware of it, sorry. And at Oakley, I've worked there for around roughly 10 to 11 months. I had a really good time, and I've learned a lot. Pretty much in every place that I've worked at, I've learned something about myself. I've grown. I've become a better salesman. Yeah. So for anybody who's working at Oakley, or anybody who is planning on working on Oakley, you'll either relate to this or this is something that you'll learn. So basically, when I first started working at Oakley, the interview was something completely different from anything else that I could have possibly imagined, right? The interview consisted of you improvising on selling something. So they caught me completely off guard because this is something I was completely unaware of, and it's something that I was completely unprepared for, right? I did not know that this was how they set up their interviews. So they called me up. The first interview was normal. The second interview is when things got spicy. So she goes up to me, the assistant manager. She tells me, hey, let's go to the room. We go to the room. She goes, point at anything in this room and sell it to me. When she told me that, it completely caught me off guard, because I'm like, wait, I have zero sales experience and I don't know how to sell anything, right? The funny thing is, I remember watching The Wolf of Wall Street, and I remember at the end of the scene, or it's at the end and it's also like near the middle, when Jordan Belfort tells his friend to sell him the pen, and everyone's trying to figure out how to sell the pen, this and that, and the drug dealer goes, what did he say? He says something along the lines of,
sell me that pen. Can I finish eating first? I'm eating tonight. Brad, show him how it's done. Boom. Sell me that pen. Watch. Go on.
Let me sell this fucking pen.
That's my boy right there.
This pen.
Fucking sell anything.
Why don't you do me a favor? Write your name down on that napkin for me.
I don't have a pen.
Exactly. Supply and demand, my friend.
You know what I'm saying?
supply and demand, which is true. That applies with everything in life, right? Everything in life is a supply and demand. That's how you make money. You supply something that people are demanding, or maybe you're gonna supply something that people don't even know that they need. So what did I say? I told her, I picked a sunglass. Ironically, right? I'm gonna work at a sunglass store, and out of everything in the room, I pick a sunglass. So it's funny. So I look at the sunglass and I say, hey, damn, what did I say? This is such a long time ago. This was like 2 or 3 years ago. I forgot what I said, man. Basically what I said was the same thing that Jordan Belfort said to his friend, right? It's supply and demand. I used that concept and applied it to my interview. I got the job, and then from there on out, I pretty much learned a lot about sales. I gained 1 year of sales. I learned about commission, incentives, and all that stuff. I became incentivized to sell. Unfortunately, the commission there is not the same as getting commission from real estate or getting commission from selling cars, right? The commission at Oakley is a team-based commission. If the whole team reaches a certain goal for the week, then everybody gets a bonus, right? $20. The people who really get the bonuses are the managers. They're the ones that get the hundreds, right? Which is why they're so heavy on, they're always constantly pushing you, trying to make you a better salesman so that they can make more money, right? But they try to phrase it like, oh, but it's gonna benefit both of us. We're all gonna get more money, blah, blah, blah. Psych. They're gonna make the most amount of money. So just be aware of that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Oakley. I do believe I got maybe one more. I got two more. So the next one is American Airlines. American Airlines was a group-based interview, same as Hollister. I didn't mention that before. At American Airlines, it's a group-based thing. Fortunately, I've had the privilege of going second or third within the rotation, so it gave me more time to think about the question. So whoever was the first one was definitely put on the spot. But if you are the first one, I say you have the highest probability of making a good impression, because since you put on right on the spot, I say first and last are the best positions to go, because if you're the first one, you know, you're put on the spot and you have to think quicker, which makes you a better, not necessarily better, but it does allow you to show proof that you're a good salesman, right? Or that you know how to sell yourself. If you're last, it's also important, because since you're the last person, it's most likely that they're gonna remember you out of everybody else, right? If you're in the middle, everything's gonna get all, scrambled. The good thing is that there was only 3 or 4 of us, so it's not compared to Hollister, where there's 8 people, 7 people in one freaking circle answering questions. So it's a lot easier for people to forget your name if you're in a bigger group, right? So there's that. The cool thing is you meet all types of people. You meet all types of people, like crazy people, nice people, slow people, like all types of people, right? The schedule is a little bit crazy. Unfortunately, if you're just starting off, you're gonna get the worst shifts. I had a decent shift when I first started. I had a 5 a.m. to 1:30 around there. I think that was my shift, which it wasn't completely terrible, but you did have to wake up really, really early. And sometimes it's like daunting because you'll go home, you feel tired, and you just want to sleep all day, right? Which is bad for my productivity. Like, it's bad for managing your time. It's bad for going to the gym because you just feel so tired all the time, right? It's also a very super fast-paced, high-pressure environment. If you need to be ready to work, and you also need to be ready to be constantly talking to people. I myself, as an introvert, struggled a little bit with this because I can only talk to so many people before I want to blow my brains out. That's just how I am, right? I need time to recharge. So every time we got our breaks, it was absolutely amazing. That's another thing about your breaks. You get 2 breaks. You get a 30-minute break, right? So that's pretty cool. What else? Let's see what else I got here. So the pay does not equal the stress. You start off getting paid $12 an hour. Now, you could make a career out of it. It's really, really cool. Some people cap out around $32, $33 as an agent. And yeah, so I mean, that's pretty good. You can make a decent amount of money. You just have to be there for a while, right? You got to pay your dues. The flying benefits are absolutely amazing, and you get all those benefits already when you start working. The moment that you start working, you already have your flying benefits, so that's really cool, even when you're in probation. And speaking of probation, probation is extremely strict. Probation lasts 6 months, and you cannot miss a single day. 1 day can cost you your job, just 1 day. And also being late is extremely, extremely intolerable. Like, I do not tolerate it at all. You have to be there on time. Even if it's just 1 minute late, it's gonna go on your record and they're gonna notice that. Another thing is you have to be a problem solver, because you're gonna be asked a lot of questions that you don't know, and sometimes you can't find the supervisor, so you have to improvise. You have to think and put yourself in their shoes and how you think they would react. Right, and how would you react if you were in that situation? So when you say something that people might not like, let's say for example, if they miss their flight, when you say you missed your flight, you have to go to the customer service agent. Try to say it in a very nice, polite way, because imagine you miss your flight and somebody gives you, just tells you, go over there, you missed your flight. Like, it's gonna feel like, they don't like sympathy for you, right? And then last but not least, guys, to end this video off, I'm gonna be talking about what it was like to work at UPS. So the interview process was very, very simple. I don't remember anything being, too difficult about that. If you are working as a loader or people who scan the documents and stuff like that, you're all gonna get paid the same. It's roughly around $14 an hour. The only bad thing is that you have to wake up extremely early. I woke up around 3:30 in the morning, 3:45 in the morning, and sometimes even earlier, because as the months progress and you get closer to winter, the hours start becoming earlier because there's more demand. There's more mail being shipped out, there's more people buying from Amazon Prime, etc., right? It's also a lot of heavy lifting, and it's extremely fast-paced. You have to be ready to work at a fast-paced environment. I was a loader. I loaded trucks, and that's something that it kind of sucked, because it's like, damn, you gotta wake up early in the morning just to grab products, put it in the freaking truck, and sometimes it's really, really heavy. You also have to have it super organized, because if not, you can get in trouble for that. You also only get 15-minute breaks, so you can work for 4 hours, which in my opinion is illegal, because I'm pretty sure you're supposed to get 30 minutes for 4 hours work, but you don't. You get 15 minutes paid for 4 hours of work, or 4 fast-paced hours work. Now the good thing is, as winter approaches, you start making more money, because once you reach the 5th hour, you start making, I think, $21 to $22 an hour. So during the winter time, I made roughly around $800 in 1 week, which is $1,202, right? And you only worked around 5 to 6 hours a day, and maybe 5 times a week, right? So you'll make a lot of money, but just be prepared to wake up super early and be prepared to lift a lot of heavy stuff. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's not the most perfect. I know I've probably messed up a couple times here and there. Like I stated in my last video, I'm just trying to get better. I'm trying to push these videos out for you because it's the new year and you know we have goals. I really want to reach 1,000 subscribers by May. If you guys found this video helpful or if you enjoyed any part of it, I want you guys to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you again on the next video. Peace.